Due to a SD card malfunction, this video lost half of its video content. Sorry. Enjoy what's left.
Good morning. Well, actually, it's afternoon by now. Yeah, it's 12:14. BJ and Joe Ondo out and about on the recumbents, and yeah, we just had an errand to do. Had to go up to Angletech and get a new chain and a new rear tire for my trike. My 2011 Ice Sprint 2 Special Edition, as they call it. This is, right now we're at Portal Park, Portal, Portal Park, and we're heading back over to the Templeton Gap Trail. We could go down the street, but the street's even bumpier than the sidewalk, so we're using the sidewalk. It's Friday, December 19th. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody. There's a pretty good view of Pikes Peak there, even though you're looking through the telephone wires, which is kind of a drag. But yeah. So Joe's right behind me, and we're heading our way over here. See, yeah, looks like we can go. Yeah. Let's see, we're on Hancock Avenue and Nicholas Boulevard. There's a little better view of the peak up there. Coming in! All right. You behind us. Oh, I'm really in too low of a gear. Hello. But yeah, going on one of the old asphalt sections of the T-Gap Trail along the super wide drainage canal, El Natural one. But yeah, like I said, we went up to Angletech and got the service done, and talked to them about maybe adding a little headlight that actually is powered by our battery for our e-assist system. So it's a little more expensive than we'd hoped, but you're talking about, you know, doing a whole setup for about $100. So we'll have to see how that goes. See if we can swing in doing that. Because it would be nice, you know, because then we wouldn't have to have two. We'd have one light. We wouldn't have to worry so much about running out of battery power. And then I could use my my flashlight that I have here, although it's a bicycle type flashlight. It was designed for bicycles use. So I guess you could say it's a bicycle light flashlight style. But yeah, we're just heading up here towards Austin Bluffs area. You can see where the bluffs are up there. That's those rock formations. That's why they call this area Austin Bluffs. And yeah, although we're probably going to jump off the trail here and then head down a back access way, take us over towards oh, not sure where we're going to end up. Maybe end up on the Rock Island and head out for the Mavrick convenience store on Academy Boulevard for our afternoon snack. And because they have the best price for cold drinks in town, so that would keep it cheaper since we actually had lunch a while ago at another Mavrick. We had a hot dog and Lay's barbecue potato chips. We don't do those very often because they're not good for us, but oh boy, really enjoy them when we do it. Still my favorite chip. And but yeah, so like I said, we're coming up here on the if you take the trail and go below, you continue on Templeton Gap through the tunnel onto the other side. But if you go straight, then you basically get onto a double wide sidewalk that goes along Union Boulevard, north and south. And we're going to be heading south. We're just kind of adding on to the ride. It's not really a true ride. It's mainly an errand ride today, to be totally honest. You know, we use our trikes for we don't own a car, so we use our trikes for you can see the tunnel down there to continue on the trail. But yeah, we don't own a car, so our trikes are not only our recreation, but they're also, very importantly, our transportation. We get our groceries and everything else by trike. Now here's some signage here. So, yeah. All right, well, this next part is all kind of really boring. So, we'll get back to you. Bye. Okay, well, we're back. We're now on the Rock Island Trail. And, like I said, we're heading to Academy Boulevard and then up the Academy Boulevard path to our favorite little convenience station, Mavricks, I guess I should say, because there's more than one. But yeah, well, like I said, today's Friday 19th. It's been kind of cloudy and chilly, and but supposedly it's supposed to hit like into the mid 60s today, but and it might make it now that it's cleared out. We've got a bit of blue up there. Passing on your left. Thank you. And yeah, so let Joe get out ahead of me here. Give you a little different view there. But yeah, like I said, today was mainly an errand run that we've turned into a small ride. just by adding trails and going some different places. Thought about going up foothills again, but I've done that several times lately. So, well, do want to give a shout out to our subscribers. We just want to say we really do appreciate the fact that you guys and gals hang in there with us, and even though we basically do the same trails all the time, because we're limited without a van or a truck or a car. So but yeah, we appreciate it. But I guess in a way it's it makes our site different, because passing on your left, like I said, it makes our site different because we give you a little different view of owning a recumbent trike, instead of just strictly throwing it in your truck and going out to different trails, which would really be nice, don't get me wrong. We kind of show you the transportation side of it, where you if something happened in your life and all of a sudden you couldn't afford a vehicle anymore, well, if you had a trike, you can still go places, still do things. You can still get out there, as our friend Ryan Doozer from Get Out There on YouTube says. That's his catchphrase. Well, actually, it's get off the couch and get out there. So, but it's kind of the same here, we're getting off the couch. Yeah, this is one of these lights where they really need to. They didn't think very hard when they put the street light things. They should have put it more towards this end. In fact, it would have been better if they'd have tunneled underneath the concrete and then put it on the other side here. But luckily, this usually isn't too long a light, so. But it does have a turn lane too, so, but it doesn't look like anybody's turning, so. All right. Like I said, we're on the Rock Island Trail. And I apologize for the hard mount camera, howdy, being in the way at times, but it won't do any good, because to get over it I gotta go way up here, so yeah, I'll try to keep my toes out of it if I can. With this camera, with the handheld camera, that's probably not possible. But yeah, so like I said, yeah, we just kind of show everybody a different perspective, that you can. I will tell you right up front, what you lose when you don't have a vehicle, the main thing, it's not freedom or any of that silly stuff. It's convenience. Because it is not convenient not to own a car, truck, van, whatever, because, you do have to plan. If you want to go somewhere on the city bus, you have to plan, You got to know what time to be at the bus stops and what time to be back to get yourself back. If you got to transfer from one bus to the other, and then, for the trikes, you got to pick your route. Of course, we try to use trails most of the time. We're very fortunate. We've got several urban trails and 3 rail trails here in Colorado Springs. So that way, it kind of makes it so we have a variety. We do a lot of loops, though, to be totally honest, to get mileage. we basically loop one trail into another. Like, you know, today we were on the Sinton, we were on the Pikes Peak Greenway, now we're on the Rock Island. That's probably the only 3 trails we'll be on today, and we didn't do all of every one of them. You know, well, we did all of almost all of Sinton. We were very close, and but now we're getting up here to our turn point at Academy Boulevard. But yeah, getting back to the, you know, living without a car. Yeah, you lose convenience. You can't just jump in your car and go someplace. You know, you have to plan. So that's the major, like I said, this idea that left. This idea that you lose your freedom and all that kind of stuff, that's bull. We can still get out and do things. We still go to coffee houses. We still go to restaurants. You know, it's not, you know, you're not losing your freedom. You still got that, but your freedom is a bit more limited, you know, than it used to be. You can't just, you know, like go, you know, say like to the next town, you know, easily. I mean, the next town for us would be the town of Fountain, and that's about 20 miles south of here, and not easy to get to at all. Okay, this lady, thank you, ma'am. These people do not understand. Okay, so now we're officially on the, we just call it the Academy Boulevard Path, because it's not long enough to be a trail. It only goes from Constitution Avenue to Mazeland Road, I think it is. M-A-Z-L-A-N-D, Mazeland. And that's where, if you cross the intersection of Mazeland, it turns back into a regular single sidewalk. They built this double sidewalk so you had an easy access to Palmer Park, which is at Mazeland and Academy Boulevard. But there's only one paved road through Palmer Park, and you have to share it with cars, and it has no bike lane or no emergency lane. So sometimes the cars can be very, very, very rude. You know, the speed limit on the thing is only 20 miles an hour, but if you're not going that fast or faster, you know, they'll beep at you and cuss at you and tell you to get off the road and yada, yada, yada. Same old stuff we've all heard 1,000 times. But yeah, so like I said, I'm really, really indebted to our subscribers. And hey, if you're new, welcome, man. Thanks for checking us out. We're, like I said, we're not too far from getting 500 subscribers. I think we're like, you know, like about 470 now. We gain 1 or 2, you know, a year, or not very many. But since some of the people that were doing really good videos, I'm not saying our videos are really good. I'm just saying we just do videos. But, you know, like Sylvia Hepburn and Myrtle the Turtle, her trike, she's just quit doing, you know, she hasn't done a video in forever. And that's a shame because, man, she made really good videos. You know, she did the drone work and everything else. And folks, if I could afford a drone, I'd do it too. I would love to have a drone. Now, I could never do it as good as some of the people that do it. Like, I can never remember Matt's last name, but I call him Jayo Matt because his site is Jayo, Jayoe. It's Chinese for the first part stands for fuel, and the second part stands for go do something. be active, something like that, you know. And yeah, so, but Matt is exceptional. He can actually ride the trike and control the drone, you know, at the same time. I mean, you could set it where it will follow you. That's what I'd have to do, and then I'd have to stop someplace and, you know, get it back and everything. Okay, well, we're coming up on our deal here, so we can't get past here. All right, yeah, this is one of the Mavrick stations, and nice thing about the Mavrick stations over like 7-Eleven is that the Mavrick station actually usually have little patios. Now there are a couple that don't. The one on South Nevada Avenue doesn't have one. I guess it'd actually be North Nevada Avenue, but barely north. It doesn't have one, but they do have a nice little seating area inside, and they've got big windows. So yeah, that's Palmer Park over across the street there, right across Maitland Road. But like I said, it's really more mountain bike than it is, you know, road bike or recumbent tricycles. All right, we're going to cruise right in here and park. And I think it's finally warmed up enough. We'll probably stay outside. Yeah, because the last one we had to go inside because it was still pretty chilly. There was a kind of a cold wind this morning, and it was pretty gray. All right, well, we shall return. Bye for now.